Here's a twist that catches a lot of coffee lovers off guard. It may not be how much caffeine you drink that matters most, but when you drink it. The same cup that energizes you at the right moment can quietly sabotage your sleep hours later, or barely do anything if your timing is off. Caffeine is one of the most studied substances on Earth, and researchers have learned a lot about how it moves through the body. Today we'll explore the science of caffeine timing, how it works, why late-day coffee can backfire, and how many people find their own sweet spot. Throughout the day, a molecule called adenosine builds up in your brain and gradually makes you feel sleepy. Caffeine works largely by blocking adenosine's signal, so you feel more alert even though the tiredness is still accumulating underneath. That's why caffeine doesn't create energy so much as mask fatigue for a while. Once it wears off, the built-up drowsiness can return, sometimes noticeably. Understanding this helps explain the timing question, because caffeine is essentially borrowing alertness against a bill that eventually comes due when the effect fades. Caffeine sticks around longer than many people realize. Researchers describe its half-life as commonly several hours, meaning roughly half is still in your system that many hours after you drink it. So an afternoon coffee can still be quietly active near bedtime. This is a big reason experts often suggest cutting off caffeine some hours before sleep. The exact number varies a lot between people, because genetics, age, medications, and other factors influence how quickly each person clears it. Some people are fast metabolizers, others slow, which is why advice can't be one size fits all. You may have heard you should wait an hour or more after waking before your first coffee. The idea is that your natural alertness is already high early on, so caffeine might be better saved for when that dips. The honest answer is that the science here is limited and mixed, so it's more of a gentle experiment than a rule. What's clearer is the evening side. Because caffeine lingers, late-day intake is more likely to interfere with sleep. For most people, the bigger, better-supported lever is protecting the hours before bed. Because caffeine sensitivity is so individual, self-experimentation tends to be the most useful approach. Many people try setting a personal cutoff time in the early afternoon and noticing how their sleep responds over a week or two. Others pay attention to how they feel if they delay that first cup slightly, or switch to lower caffeine drinks later in the day. Keeping a simple note of what you drank, when, and how you slept can reveal patterns you'd otherwise miss. The goal isn't rigid rules, it's learning how your particular body handles this everyday stimulant. A few honest reminders. Caffeine affects people very differently, and it can interact with certain conditions, medications, pregnancy, anxiety, and heart rhythm concerns. So general timing tips aren't a substitute for personalized guidance. This is general education from Healthspan Lab, not medical advice. If you have a health condition, take medications, are pregnant, or notice caffeine triggers symptoms like a racing heart or worsened anxiety, please talk with your doctor about what's appropriate for you. Moderation and self-awareness usually matter more than any single rule about the perfect time to sip. So here's the short version. Caffeine works by masking fatigue rather than creating energy, and because it lingers for hours, timing matters. The best supported takeaway is that late-day caffeine can quietly disturb sleep, so protecting the hours before bed is a reliable lever for many people. Morning timing tweaks are more of a personal experiment than a firm rule. Sensitivity varies enormously, so noticing your own patterns beats following rigid advice. If this kind of calm, evidence-informed look at everyday health is useful, consider subscribing to Healthspan Lab. Thanks for watching and take care of yourself.